Hello. This will be a bit of an interesting bit to this vid. Today we are going to be discussing a manhwa that goes by the name of GOSU. GOSU? I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. It is basically another form of mirror manhwa. If you don't know what mirror manhwa is, just think of like the wuxia class of stories, kind of like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and what have you. It's that, but in like Korean manga form, which that's what manhwa are. It's just form like Korean manga slash comic that is most been popularized through the app slash website known as Webtoon. Today we will be talking about this one in particular because I have recently discovered it and I have been enjoying reading it thus far. So I think I'm just gonna go over the kind of starting premise, if you will, of the manhwa and just kind of describe the overall plot therein. And I don't think this will be a review per se, given the fact that I haven't fully completed it quite yet, so kind of just waiting till that to be able to give a review. If you're interested in seeing reviews on this second channel here, then that's where they will be. As you probably have noticed, the titling of the channel's name and how I've recently kind of changed it around to be more centric to manhwa reading and manhwa reviewing. And it might just be majority mirror manhwa, but there will also be other manhwas of different categories here listed here as well. So yeah, without further ado, I guess let's go over GOSU. Okay, so the story of GOSU starts off with a prologue detailing the kind of beginnings of one of the greatest martial artists in the world, known as Doko Young. He is part of a clan, or the leader of a clan called the Pacheon clan, also known as the Sky Destroyers. He is basically a huge clan leader, apart one of the biggest like martial clans, but unfortunately, after some time, it would seem that he disappears, or at least it looks like he disappears from the world. And you know, without the leader, the clan essentially falls apart, right? But it kind of flashes forward into Doko Young now telling this story to his would-be pupil in like a cave of sorts, and that he is describing that like he didn't just disappear per se, he was betrayed. The would-be betrayers' names are given in the webtoon. I don't remember all of them off the top of my head, so I think I'll be putting up like pictures if the video goes along. But they were basically warriors that were like fighting alongside him at one point in time, but then they decided to gang up on him and try to kill him, try to assassinate him. Of course, they failed in doing so, given that Doko Young is now retelling the story to his pupil in this cave. And he essentially, you know, him being injured from the attempted assassination is led him to have to take in his disciple here to train him up in order to garner some sort of revenge against the main, I think it's either five or four of these like really powerful warriors that used to fight alongside Doko Young, but decided to, you know, betray him, right? And he's not only being sent out in the world as like, you know, the one to be able to give the revenge, because now Doko Young is, you know, too old and too injured from his the assassination attempt made on him, right? They probably just waited until he was weak enough, or perceived to be weak enough, to, you know, gang up on him. And in doing so, he survives, but he understands that he can't be the one to kind of go out and attain his revenge, so he's raising up a disciple to kind of be in his stead to go track down the ones that tried to kill him and, you know, get the needed necessary revenge. Also, he's tasked him with kind of rebuilding the Peachian clan, the Sky Destroyers that he was the leader of. Because, you know, without him, they kind of fell apart. So, once this story is kind of recounted and the orders are given to the disciple, he is basically heading out now into the world to find the ones that attempted the assassination of his master and to get revenge. Or avenge his master, right? And so, on his way there, or on his journey, he stops by this would be, I guess, kind of like a restaurant, you know, like not an inn per se, but like just like kind of restaurant. He stops by, and as he's, you know, talking out loud to himself about how he's gonna get his revenge and saying the names of the people who wronged his master, one of the waitresses stops at his table with his food, and she proclaims to him that those ones that had wronged his master are dead. Which, you know, that's probably a issue in and of itself, and the fact that, like, you know, what do I do now? And that, you know, she explains to him that the warriors that he just mentioned had, they were kind of fighting amongst each other after they had taken out or thought they had taken out the old Peachian clan leader, and they ended up just killing each other. So, it's actually kind of a comedic beginning to the story in the prologue of how, you know, Doko Young's disciple here is now just kind of recounting the fact that, like, oh, they're dead. So what happens now? What about the revenge? What about my exploits? And most importantly, what about this webtoon? So, quite a funny start. And as you imagine, now that this super amped up disciple of this, like, once was the greatest, like, martial arts master in the entire world, his mission is over before it even began. The rest of the story is just, you know, you essentially have a really overpowered protagonist in a world that, you know, not a lot of people are going to understand where this guy came from or why he's so strong, and the ones who would have been on the receiving end of, you know, his would-be power are no longer of this world. So what seems to be quite like a story of revenge and, like, serious, like, tale of, you know, wanting to get back at those who had wronged his master are now becoming more of a comedic tone to, in the sense of, like, kind of like a One Punch Man sort of a deal, where, you know, you just have this, like, really strong guy that is capable of taking out any sort of perceived to be of equal strength, but not really, because, you know, he's OP, and the kind of hilarious situations that ensue afterwards. So yeah. So that is GOSU, at least the prologue. There's many more things that I can go over, but in fear of this video being, like, really long, you know, I just wanted to kind of get a little quick video out and start off the second channel and just kind of go over briefly of the synopsis and or premise of the story of GOSU here, and talking about, like, manhwa, or manhwa, that is, that I've enjoyed reading so far. I will be getting closer to finishing it here soon, so I might be doing a review as a follow-up to this one, as well as many other videos about manhwa, mirror manhwa. We'll see as the second channel progresses here. I'm not super concerned about putting in, like, a lot of effort in running this channel, as in it is going to be kind of like a channel I use is, like, in terms of making videos, but not in, like, a super serious manner, or in a manner that, like, I'm trying to, like, really, like, edit a lot or anything of the sort. Just, you know, something kind of chill to dump videos on every now and then that will be in between the main channel uploads, obviously. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this vid, and I thank you for watching. Look forward to more manhwa related content on the channel. There might be other things such as reaction videos and whatnot have you as I go along here. We'll see. Also might be a place for me to kind of re-upload vids on the main channel that might get struck down for whatever reason. There is a video that I've contemplated putting back up on here on the second channel, so we'll see about that. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Bye. Bye bye.